Hello everyone, so I am making this video about a game that I've been working on called Other Life. It's been in development for around 1.5 years now. Most of the programming is finished, but I'm looking for teammates to help create music, sound effects, and background art. Primarily, it is a narrative driven game. There are some puzzles in between and a few quests where the player has to find and collect items. Also, there are a couple of action sequences to break up the gameplay, but the majority of the time, players interact with characters to advance the storyline. Total gameplay time should come out around 6 hours to give you an idea of how long it is. So, what's the story? Well, in the future, society has created a virtual reality machine similar to the one in those Matrix movies. The difference is that people knowingly enter this world and live out their every fantasy. The problem is, in order to log in, they have to fuse this special device with your spine, and there is a very small minority who are incompatible. So they deem these people as defective, and instead of being able to log in and enjoy the fantasy world, they end up having to take care of the clients of the facility. The main story follows Lucas, who is a person who is deemed defective and cannot log in. Therefore, he becomes a caretaker, and while he works there, he meets an interesting cast of characters, makes friends with some of them, and actually falls in love with one called Wendy. Everything seems fine at first until he starts realizing that the longer she stays logged into the system, in real life she starts changing. She has less energy, she becomes lethargic, her speech starts to stutter. And eventually, Lucas is kidnapped by a group of rebels opposed to other life and finds out the dark secret behind the facility. This ultimately leads him on a mission to take down the whole system. It's important to note that Other Life is not a kid's game. There is strong language, depictions of sexual assault, and suicide. There are serious topics explored, and the writing is geared for an adult audience. Pretty much don't expect this game to have cuddly characters and to shy away from the dark side of human nature. Currently, I am looking for a composer, a sound effects designer, and a background artist. This may be a project where I use multiple composers since it is so large, but that will depend on the composers I talk to. If someone wants to do the whole project, I'm fine with that. If no one wants to tackle the whole thing, I am fine with having a multi composer soundtrack. And I'm looking for around 20 tracks to be done to give you an idea. For sound effects, it's pretty simple. I need a designer who can do futuristic sounds. That's about it. As far as the background artist, I have done some of the backgrounds myself, but overall, I am not happy with them. Most of the backgrounds are just temps. And to really sell this game, I think the backgrounds just have to pop and be very eye catching. So I'm hoping to team up with a great pixel artist who has a good eye for creating futuristic mood setting backdrops. Think Virtualverse or something to that effect. As far as compensation goes, I plan to make this a pay for play game. I can pay people for their work, or we can negotiate an agreement where people earn a percentage of the sales. Unfortunately, the budget is extremely small for this project, so it is definitely not something you should sign up for if money is the main reason. We're talking about a budget less than $2,000 to give you a ballpark figure. In terms of what I expect of teammates, the biggest thing is professionalism. I run most of my meetings through Discord, so if you say you're going to show up for a meeting, then show up. If you say you're going to have something done by a certain time, then have it done by then. If something is taking longer than expected or you cannot make a meeting, just let me know. I tend to be pretty understanding. And rest assured, if you have any concerns or want to discuss the project, you will find that I am almost always available to talk. That's about it. I hope you'll consider working on Other Life, and thank you for watching this video.